All right, it's a radio.com check-in with Lynn Spears. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
I'm good. Can I just say I'm so excited? I grew up watching Zoey 101. So when I heard you guys were back together, just even seeing the things that, like people talking about it made me excited because I was like, yes, like I want to join this conversation because I love that show so much. So I'm just so excited. How's it feeling for you?
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. Number one, that's the reason we wanted to do it because people were really asking for it. They were excited. They wanted it. And I've loved Zoey. I mean, I grew up playing Zoey, so nice to get back to, you know, my essentially like my childhood as well as everyone else's. So 2020 was not the best year, I would have to say.
Right.
And we wanted to put something positive out there and definitely give the fans something Zoey before the year ended.
Yeah, and nostalgia is just so comforting. Like it's so comforting.
Yeah.
Even watching the music video for Follow Me and seeing the pear on the back of the computer, like did something to
Yes.
my soul.
Yes, exactly. And like we try to do a lot of little things like that. And it was hard to do in such a short amount of time, but we tried to fit in as much as we could with as many people as we could. But it was, it's hard because of COVID. Obviously, we couldn't, like, we had one day to get this done. And so this was
Oh,
all done in one day and we fit it all in. And that was the main thing, was like we wanted to just, make it to where the fans could look for the Easter eggs. And every time I even watch it, I find more things.
so what are some things that you think we might have missed? Because I noticed the pear, I noticed the time capsule, of course, Quinn and like her sciencey stuff. What else is
Um,
there?
oh, I think that there was like the sushi stuff, all those little like
Yeah.
sushi rocks things, and then also the fact that like the sushi was actually plastic, because like kind of an inside thing on Zoe when we had to shoot the show, like everything else would be fake besides like what was on our plate, and after a couple hours, that sushi is like it's not smelling good. So just little things like that, were just like funny to like bring back like all those memories. It was like came rushing back to me.
Yeah. When and how did the idea for this all start? Because like the thing is about Zoe 101 is it never left the conversation. Like there would even be articles I'd see like on the internet that would be like 17 reasons that like Logan was the original F boy. It was so funny.
Honestly, he was, right? I mean, like
Hands
Daddy's
down.
Honey, like literally. And you have to find that character like endearing now because of the times that we're in. But I think that like, okay, so all the fans have really wanted a reboot, obviously. And we wanted, kind of, that was one of our main focuses of 2020, was getting that all rolling, and the conversations were happening, and then COVID happens. And obviously there's way more important things we were focusing on at the time. And as we started to come out of it, I was talking with my manager and she was like, you know, we can't get a reboot out this year, obviously. Why don't we give them the theme song? Why don't you try to do that? So I did a Zoom co-write with Chantel and Sherry, and we rewrote the song to make sense for obviously a 30-year-old, not a 12-year-old.
Right.
And we decided, look, let's give them like a little mini tease of what's to come. Let's give them a music video. Let's give them a taste of the new Zoe era to look forward to going into 2021. And that's sort of how the whole idea came together and started.
When I saw that you paired with Chantal too, I thought it made so much sense because she's our
Yeah.
age and she's a female, and like did it just kind of work perfectly?
Well, as we were kind of thinking about like, okay, like, do I just release it again? Or like, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, I need somebody who's kind of in that area right now. And not only is she a DJ, but she, that's a really male dominated industry, a
Of course.
DJ industry. So I thought it was really cool if that's the kind of song we're going for, to bring on a female, because I think that's important right now. And then she's so cool, she totally got it, and she was a fan of Zoe, so
Yeah.
it made complete sense.
How was it reuniting with the cast? Have you guys always stayed in touch, or was there like one big moment where you guys like all kind of saw each other for the first time in a long time?
Well, when we did the little mini reunion on all that, I guess that was almost a year ago now, we kind of started a group chat that had the whole cast in it. And we were keeping in touch that way. So that's where I'd reach out. We're trying to make dates work. This one's out of town. This one's here. That. So we got what we could, and we made this day work. And we have been in touch, but it was different this time for me because my kids were with me and my mom was with me, and seeing the kids that I grew up with and my daughter in that same environment that I grew up with, it was really, this was like a weird time for me. I mean, there was a lot of busyness going on, but it was really like, I don't know, it was like I was living in two different time zones. It was like, like, okay,
Yeah.
wait, what? I was this age working with these people, and now we're grown ups. My daughter's here. It was really bizarre.
How old is Maddie now?
She's 12.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like when
So
I
beautiful and
started
big.
Zoey. Yeah. So
She was part of the music video too, right?
yes, she did a little tease because everyone always says she should play me. And so
Yeah.
in the beginning when JoJo and Sophia are kind of trying out for the director Gigi, Maddie's over there kind of like putting a play on like this, like she's the spoiled girl sitting over there with her grandmother waiting for her turn to try out. So she's over there waiting for the potential Zoey #3 spot, and you kind of see her throughout the video hanging out and stuff. But yeah, that was kind of our little take on that.
At her age, she had to be freaking out about the TikTok girls, right?
Oh my gosh, this was, I'm telling you, this was the highlight of like her life. And I've gotten so like she was so happy with me. Like this is the first time that she was like
I have a cool mom.
really, yeah, no, she told me, she's like, I'm so proud of you. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
These TikTokers my life.
How did you guys bring in the TikTokers and of course JoJo Siwa, who's been around even before TikTok?
Yeah, well, JoJo, all of them, by the way, I will say, was like such professionals, such pros, came on set ready to work, so willing, no issues, no drama, just like to be that young and to be that professional. I was extremely impressed with each and every one of them. We kind of thought, well, back in our day, we were the famous kids for the 12 and 13-year-olds. Who is that for today's generation? Who were
Right.
those kids? And JoJo obviously is like the pinnacle of what, all the kids want to go and see and be like. And she's such a positive, smart young lady that I wanted her to be a part of it. And then obviously the TikTokers, I have a 12-year-old. I know it. That's what the 12-year-olds want to see. So I said, let's kind of mix the two generations together and see what that looks like. And also bring in some new fans as well as giving the OG fans what they really want.
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job, like even reimagining the characters. I thought Dixie looked, oh my God, like that tripped me out. I was like, wait, what?
I know. And when we were on set, I was like, if you don't want to wear the glasses, you don't have to wear the glasses. I was like, oh wait, she has to. It's Gwen. I go,
You gotta get her swabs.
I know. So I know that was like literally, it was a weird day, but it was so cool seeing the two generations kind of come together of something we all loved.
Yeah. So where are you at in the planning, say once things get back to normal for the reboot?
Well, I think we are finally at a place creatively where we've found like a good spot. So now I guess it's just kind of, the business side of, making things really happen, but it's full on happening. We're pushing forward and it's just a matter of timing.
That's amazing. Is it going to be on Nickelodeon or is it going to be somewhere else? Do you know, or is that the business side of it?
We definitely wanted to have an older home to be for a young adult, to make sense for the fans who grew up watching it. And obviously it won't be so risque that it's unrecognizable, but it's, Zoey grew up and she's,
HBO
no, yeah, it's HBO. We're going for Showtime. No, but like, we want it to be something that people who grew up watching it can totally feel like they grew up, the same way.
Yeah. Saying that this show ended up going on 15 years, it was like one of those shows that just kept going. Where in your mind do you feel like the characters would be?
Well, obviously in the beginning, we can't have all of our dreams and hopes and wishes for each character happen, or else no one's going to watch episode 2.
No, there's no drama.
Yeah, I think there definitely still has to be that kind of back and forth with Zoey and Chase, like, Ross and Rachel. I do believe that kind of has to go back and forth for a little bit. But I would think on the last episode of Zoey ever that in a perfect world, Zoey and Chase walk off into the sunset together and have a beautiful family and a beautiful life. I think that's very important to the show and to the fans.
I agree. What do we feel like happens with like Logan? Does he get his life together? Does he continue with his F-boy ways?
Well, we actually, the concept that we have for him right now is one that I absolutely love. And I think the fans will love it too. But the fans are really passionate about Quinn and Logan. They really want to know like what happened with them. People, I mean, I'm telling you, like these fans are very passionate about it. Like they got offended because Matthew didn't say the right answer one time, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know." Like I was just saying hypothetically. So I definitely think that that relationship will also be toyed with as the reboot happens.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
What was your favorite episode from back in the day? The one that sticks out to you the most, maybe it was the most fun filming or favorite to watch back?
Well, I think that everyone like on the cast, one of our favorite episodes was Chase's grandma. I loved the episode watching it all together. I thought it was just a great episode. But probably one of the most fun was like the episode that was based around the Jet X's, and we really got to ride the Jet X's everywhere. That was like a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So that was one of my favorite ones to do as a kid.
They made PCA look so cool. Like I remember watching that growing up and I was like, I don't want to be shipped away, but I want to go there. Like
I know, right? Like I'll go to boarding school if it looks like that.
it was so early 2000s, like the green, like the shape of the furniture. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
it has like that feel that like Elle Woods's like dorm room had. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's how we wanted the video to feel. Like some people were like, what is it going to look like? Is it going to be like the modern zone? No. We in this video we got to have like the cheesy graphic, like all of it, because that was the time. That was what we loved and we appreciate now. But I think that that was important, for it to still continue to have that full Zoe OG vibe. And I think that's what I loved about the videos. We kept it true to that with our, purples and our greens and our stars and our palm trees. It was just 100% Zoe.
It definitely did. Like just I remember thinking of that like when the palm tree graphics came in, I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God, nothing's changed and I love it.
Exactly.
All right, Jamie Lynn, thank you so much for talking
Thank
to
you.
Radio.com. This is personally like checked off like a bucket list item for me.
Aw.
Having grew up watching Zoey 101. So excited about the song and everything to come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. All right, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.